got their second extension. Moving forward to today to July 10th. Former Iranian hostage Rocky Sikman says, forget 3 more days. You can't trust Iran for 1 day. Good to have you, my friend. When I think of all you went through and the 444 days held captive, and obviously you have a whole different vantage point on the Iranians and what they did. And they seized that embassy. You were guard at that embassy. What did you learn about the Iranians then that still sticks with you now?
Well, Neil, again, thank you for having me back on the show. But obviously, 1979, November 4th, when the American embassy was taken, now, to me, as a former hostage, that's the first day on the war on terror. The individuals that are running Iran right now, those mullahs, the radical mullahs, are still the same mullahs that are running the country of Iran to this day. And they told us for 444 days, the Iranians, it is not you, the American people, we hate. It is your government. And you know what? Iran has humiliated every president. They negotiated our release 20 minutes until President Carter was out of office.
I remember.
They're masters at negotiating.
But you know, Rocky, you hear back from
it hurts.
I hear you, but you hear back from folks saying you gotta let go. Now, it's easier said than done for a guy like you. I could never put myself in your shoes. But we were prisoners of wars in Vietnam and elsewhere, but we had to normalize relations and move on. A lot easier said than done for a doofus like me. But you hear that when it comes to dealing with Iran. Let go, move on. Try to find a peaceful way forward. You say what?
And absolutely. Negotiations must happen because there are people in Iran that want better human rights. I mean, as you know, they're not able to watch this show over in Iran today, Neil. They're being controlled. So I want Iran to be held accountable for what they did, and then we show the world that nobody attacks an American embassy. We wonder why there are hostages in Iran to this day. They took us and they used them as bargaining tools. That is Iran's mode. They're very good at doing it. So, yes, I believe in negotiations must happen. But first, Iran must be held accountable for what they did and make sure we show the world never again will you humiliate the American government. And I'm very proud of what President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry, they're standing firm because that is something that we must do to Iran. You have no idea,
they're standing firm? They've got to release by that math these hostages they have now, right?
No, you're right. I'm not a negotiator in the Middle East, and I don't have that crystal ball. But from what I'm seeing, I'm hearing that they're standing firm. But Iran, they're masters. So, but it's something that we'll have to wait to see.
All right. Well, I always feel for what you went through because you know the psyche far better than anyone. Rocky, thank you.
Thank you, Neil.